Hello, my name's Bev and I'm the author of the book Please Eat, A Mother's Struggle to Free Her Teenage Son from Anorexia, which describes our family's battle with the deadly eating disorder, anorexia nervosa, which my teenage son Ben developed back in 2009 when he was just 15 years old. As I said in my last video, the previous bundle of videos from the end of November and beginning of December 2011 have already been recorded below. You'll find videos below which I did when I first started recording these videos, and they were my take on the 12 days of Christmas, because of course Christmas was approaching at the end of November, beginning of December, and it was a series called the 12 Days of an Eating Disorder Christmas, and I linked to these in the last blog post, and I will link to them at the end of this post as well. So the post I'm about to read here from the 8th of December 2011 picks up after the 12 days of an eating disorder Christmas, which I actually only wrote 10, not 12, but anyway, this post is called That's Enough of the 12 Days of an Eating Disorder Christmas. Not wanting to labour the point too much, I decided to stop at day 10 and move on to something more current, which is the continuing niggle over whether or not Ben will be ready to leave home for university in September 2012. So far, he has received offers from all 5 of his university choices and needs to whittle them down to just 2 by May, a firm choice plus an insurance choice as a backup. Both are asking for 3 grade A's at A level. So what happens if he doesn't get these? For a start, he needs to successfully resit most of his AS levels from last summer, which he failed mainly because he was quite ill during exam week. Without good grades at AS level, he won't achieve A's at A level as they count towards the results. Will the universities offer any flexibility considering the mitigating circumstances, which has meant Ben missing what amounts to almost 3 full terms of schooling due to the anorexia? They might, but on the other hand, they might not if student numbers are high. So it all feels like a bit of a gamble. Of course, Ben could have applied for universities which aren't asking for such high grades, but he needs the intellectual stimulus and resources offered by these superb universities. Also, 2 of the universities are relatively local, one being in our home city, which is very convenient should we need to keep an eye on Ben's recovery during this period of upheaval. So I feel as if we're taking a bit of a gamble by whittling it down to the 2 courses which require 3 grade A's. I guess if he doesn't achieve 3 grade A's and there is no flexibility for mitigating circumstances, then he can always take a year off to resit the exams. It's not me being a pushy parent, it's the fact that academic study, and in particular his chosen degree subject, is one of the key things that has kept Ben going through his illness. It is his passion. And the next post is also about thinking about university, and it's from the 9th of December 2011, and it's called We Are Assuming Ben Will Go Away to University. I had a frank and useful conversation with Ben yesterday about whether or not he feels he will be ready to live away from home at university and successfully manage his own food and recovery. We need to decide over the Christmas period, because if he'd prefer to put our home city as his main choice, then we need to apply pretty quickly for a special scheme that takes into account interrupted studies and the need to attend a local university. Ben has always preferred the other university. He likes the city, the atmosphere, the location, the accommodation, the teaching staff, the facilities and the course. Everything, in fact. And he doesn't want to let the eating disorder get in his way. He sees university as a fantastic opportunity to draw a line under the anorexia and move on. He insists, quite rightly, that he can manage his own cooking and hopefully his own food intake. He already does a lot of this here, managing all his meals, including, on some days, the evening meal. He is brilliant at frugal supermarket shopping and frugal yet nutritionally balanced meal planning. And he is content to continue on his required daily calorie intake and keep a watchful eye on his weight. We will ensure there is a good special needs support team in place at the university should he need them, and also so they can keep an eye on his weight and well-being too. And the university is only 35 or 40 miles away on a direct railway line and motorway, so it's cheap and easy for him to come home if he needs to, or for us to visit him there. We talked about all the exciting things that he is looking forward to at uni, all the clubs and societies he will join so he can make friends with people that have the same interests, the meals he will cook, the student halls of residence where he will live, the quirky local shops and cafes nearby, and so on. I could tell the other day at our local university that he wasn't terribly interested in that. So it's pointless making him go somewhere when he would much rather be somewhere else. I don't imagine this decision will change, so it's a case of working towards Ben living away from home in September. And just to make sure everything does go to plan, we might set up a university transition contract similar to the one on the Feast website, and drawing on what we achieved in our own contract, which we'd been working with for around 10 months at this particular stage. So that's the end of that post, and it is quite interesting if you are the parent of a teenager with an eating disorder and you are wondering about whether or not they are ready to go away to university with everything that university entails. And if this is you, then you might be interested in following this these recordings of my blog from now onwards, because they will talk about university a lot and also how it turned out in the end, whether it was a positive move or a negative move. So anyway, thank you for listening. You'll find a link below to my blog, and you'll also find a link to my website where you can download free PDFs of my blog, and also a link to Amazon where you can buy a copy of my book.